episode of the Big and Bliss podcast. This is episode 28. We are your hosts, Big Mike, and I'm your boy, Blizzy. We were really NFL heavy last week. We have a couple stories. Obviously, the big game was played and won and lost, and depending on who you were going for, the Super Bowl, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm going to kick it over to Big Mike because he had our predictions, which we both were wrong. But yeah, go ahead and take it, Big.
Yeah, I predicted, what was it? 31-28. That's what I predicted, Bengals. Mm-hmm. And obviously, if you watched the game, we all saw it ended up being, what was it?
21-16 Rams. I predicted 28-23 Bengals.
Yeah, and so the Rams ended up pulling out.
Congratulations.
Pulling it out. Not pulling out. Obviously.
Yeah, don't know what that means.
Pulling it out in the end. They had that final drive. One thing I can say, I guess it's fitting the way that the game ended. The last play for the Bengals was Joe Burrow almost getting sacked.
Yeah,
man had been the most sacked quarterback all year long. I mean,
and still, what was the stat you told me a couple weeks ago or last week? He he was the most sacked quarterback in the history
this season.
Okay, but he still had some crazy stat. Was it passing completions or yards? I don't remember what it was. You brought it up last week. I don't know if we addressed it or the podcast before, the episode before. But you had said something. But you told me that he was the most sacked quarterback this season. But he still had some crazy. I don't know if it was passing yards or completion rating or something.
So his completion rating against the blitz.
Was
almost 80% or something like that.
And I saw an interview.
And I'm like, the reason is because he's blitzed every play because his offensive line is Swiss cheese.
I can't believe they held up as good as they did. Not saying they did great because he's tied for the most sacks in the Super Bowl with Roger Staubach of the Dallas Cowboys back in the 60s. So he's still tied a record for being sacked the most. But it's weird to say with that stat, his line still did better than I thought they would. If that makes sense.
So my thing is, they held up really well in the first half.
Yes.
Really well.
They got tired out, broken down.
And I don't know. Not a huge fan of Aaron Donald. Neither one of us are.
We respect his game. We think he's a specimen. He's built like a Cretan god. He's a great player. But the reason that neither of us are big fans of him is because this motherfucker has to start a fight every single game, and usually it's about nothing. He's a fucking problem starter.
Yeah, and so but he does have obviously, one of the best defensive tackles / ends or whatever, because he plays both.
Yeah.
He just plays D-line.
Yeah.
That we've seen not only in our lifetime, but in the NFL.
Yeah, he's crazy good, talented.
He also has some way of his leadership inside his defensive line group and his linebackers, that defense. Yeah. He has some way that he can yell at them. We've seen it in the
Hard Knocks
AFC Championship
game. Games too, yeah.
Or NFC, sorry, they're NFC.
Yeah.
In the game where he's on the sideline, and it's not like he's yelling at them because he's mad. He's coaching. He has this fire inside his stomach. That he really he didn't want the ring for himself.
Yeah.
He actually wanted that ring. The way he talks and the way he was talking throughout all the playoffs, he wanted that ring more for Odell and for Von Miller than himself. The way he talked, and that in the NFC Championship game when they were down, the way he was talking, the way he can just fire that defense up. So I don't know if he said something at
almost like
halftime.
some Ray Lewis shit.
Yeah, facts. And it's one of those things where he when he says, "Hey," he said something in the NFC game in the soundbite that I heard, something like, "We ain't out of this."
Yeah.
Stop dropping
your
head.
Shit. Yeah.
It's literally one drive can change the whole game.
Absolutely. Look at 28-3 with the Pats versus the Falcons. CJ.
And so, so I don't know if he said something at halftime or coaches said something at halftime, but I feel like after halftime,
the switch turned on.
That defensive line started being why are we worried, bro?
Yeah, look.
This offensive line.
Yeah.
We're all nerves in the first half or whatever, because most of these guys had never seen Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I honestly, minus Von Miller, I can't think of one person.
Yeah, Ramsey hasn't been
Like those
obviously
standout
Donald.
names.
No. I mean, I'm sure there is, but nobody big name.
Yeah, like in my head, I'm trying to think of any big names that have been in a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't.
Von Miller's the only big name that I can really
the only
think
one I
of.
can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, and you're right. Him getting sacked or throwing that ball, if it would have been a yard over to more, they would have the first down. But I mean, their defensive line. Look, it was 3rd and 1. They tried running it. And they had been running all over the fucking all over the Rams the whole game, and Donald stuffed it.
Did you see? So Mixon had been running all over them, but they don't put Mixon in on 3rd down.
Yeah, he's up 3rd down back for them.
So they stuck with their game plan.
Which was who? Who was their?
I don't know who their backup is.
Gotcha.
I always forget because
Yeah.
he's only their 3rd down back, really.
Yeah.
Instead of giving Mixon the ball, a la the Seahawks, instead of giving Lynch the ball, they said, "Hey, we're sticking to our game plan. We're going to run the 3rd down running back out there and run the ball."
Got stuffed.
Not Mixon, who had been literally
shredding the defense.
Like Mixon hadn't had a great year rushing because that offensive line just isn't there to help.
Yeah.
But this game, he was breaking off 5, 6, 8, 9, 10,
he was
12.
He was doing big things. And to get a yard on 3rd and 1 would have been easy for him.
And then you're like, hey, Mixon, you've been doing your thing. Get out. 3rd down. We have to. No, you don't have to,
yeah,
bro.
it's annoying. And then the 4th and 1, they went to the pass, which I figured would probably be better look, because Burrow has been doing really good. But yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit was the ending was wild. It was hands down amazing fucking Super Bowl to watch.
So I didn't get to watch most of it because I was at work, but on my first break, which is funny because normally I would have missed, because it was literally my first break came like closer to like, it was like the beginning of the 4th quarter. So there was like a drive. So I see a few drives of that 4th quarter. And then I saw right when the Niners took over for their game-winning drive, I saw the beginning of that drive, and then I had to go back. And I was like, man, I almost was like not wanting to go back, but I was like, if I don't go back, I'm going to get in trouble type thing.
Yeah. The game wasn't great. It was a great fucking game, though.
Honestly,
really
so
good
I watched
game.
the highlights when I got on my lunch, and because the NFL had already put them out on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, from watching the highlights, I was like, this probably is one of the best Super Bowls that we've had in a while.
Yeah, that I can remember off the top of my head. I mean, it goes back to like the undefeated Patriots and the helmet catch. Yeah. With against the Giants and stuff. I mean, the Giants got the helmet catch and won the game, but that was a close game. Oops, sorry. Close game, obviously. That was a great game, but you don't see many of them now. Like the last time the Rams were in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, they scored 3 fucking points. 3 points. It's so crazy. But again, great game. Congratulations to the Rams. Joe Burrow, he's got a lot of years left in tank. I'm happy that Stafford got a ring. You know what I'm saying? I'm really happy he did. OBJ, I could really care less about getting a ring.
Vaughn got his second
Congrats. Donald, I don't really care for him, his personality. OBJ, I don't really care for his personality either. But I'm not,
You've been grinding, bro.
I respect their talent. They are playmakers. They're great. What they do.
Whitworth definitely deserves
Yes, Big Whit. Congrats to Big Whit. And if this is his last season, he retires. At least he can retire with that hardware. That that's the pinnacle for anybody that plays professional sports. The pinnacle is that mountain, is that championship, that ring, that hardware, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So couple
Finally
things.
achieved it.
The Rams it popped up on my For You page on TikTok. The Rams posted a video from their TikTok of just a few of the guys. They were in the cafeteria of the Rams Center
facility,
getting their ring sized.
Oh, okay.
And so Von Miller, since he already has one, he wasn't sizing his ring finger. He was sizing his middle finger.
No shit.
So that he could wear them next to each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's super funny. I just thought I was like, we're gonna go pinky, you're gonna go middle, or just ring on the other side.
Yeah, if you have them together, they're so wide that your fingers they're gonna be spread the whole time.
Yeah, but it's funny because when you see guys pose for pictures, they're always on the same, literally next to each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why wouldn't you space it?
That's what I would do. I would do one on my pinky and then my pointer finger.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've never been there, and I'll never be there. So fuck, more power to them.
Yeah.
That's what an awesome fucking problem to have to figure out which second finger you want size for a championship ring. Well, and then you have Brady. It's like, I got all of them. One hand's completely full, and I've got 2 on the other. You know what I'm saying? Or Bill Russell. It's like, that's cute. Holding up 10 fingers. Does he have 10 or 11 championships? Russell.
I thought it was 13.
No. It's 10 or 11. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Okay.
But fun. This is just a funny oddity. So the Rams' last Super Bowl they won happened to be right before Tom Brady was drafted.
That was what 98, right?
Literally, they won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady was drafted. Tom Brady retires. They win their next Super Bowl.
That's a crazy fact. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw it popped up the other day on Facebook or IG or something.
That's wild.
Not IG because I rarely am on IG.
Yeah, I know shit. That's wild though. But
yeah, I was like, that's.
Congrats to Stafford and carrying on with Stafford news while you look up the Bill Russell's championships. Oof, not looking good for. It looks really good and then looks kind of bad for Stafford. So I guess at the Super Bowl parade / rally in downtown LA, after they did their route or whatnot, they went back and they always have a stage built for championship rallies, parades, whatever. So Stafford and his wife and everybody were on stage, and the NFL has professional photographers. Hold on, did you find it?
Yeah, it's 11.
Oh, 11. Okay, he's got 11 rings. So he's got 1 on each finger and then probably a second on the middle.
Yeah.
But so they're on stage, and the NFL has, they have their own photographers that they pay and stuff to get pictures and stuff. Well, actually, Big, you could take it because you actually brought this to my attention of what happened. So go ahead and take over.
So I don't know her name. I misplaced her name. But a female photographer was at the front of the stage trying to take a picture of Stafford and his wife up on the stage celebrating and everything. And she took a step. She thought she had room to take an extra step backwards because she was literally looking at her camera.
Yeah.
And she was like, ooh, a step backwards would probably make this picture better.
Yeah. We're guessing that's what she was thinking.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Or she could have been like, ooh, money grab. No, I'm kidding. So.
And so she stepped and fell off backwards.
And the stage probably 4 to 6 feet high off the ground.
Yeah, like the picture of the stage that I saw, it had to at least been 5 feet off the ground.
Yeah, it's pretty tall.
At least. And you see Stafford and his wife, they both make the same, oh no face.
The difference is one goes to help, one goes to get out of dodge.
Stafford hit this, about face like he had been in the military. Like, he spun on his heels and just...
As he put the water bottle in his mouth, he said, oh, took a drink of water as he turned and walked away. And his expression looks like, oh, I ain't getting involved in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there's a fucking a controversy. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But his wife does the same face, though. Oh, shit. But she rushes forward to help the photographer. That's how it looks.
Yeah, and I mean... Clips are what they are. We all know that things get spun different ways. And honestly, she fell off 5 or 6 feet down, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Stafford's wife didn't get down off that stage.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I didn't see.
Yeah.
Like, she's not going to jump on top of this lady who just...
Or next to her, maybe, but yes.
Yeah, so it's like...
Chance our security or somebody.
At least she said, oh, you all right?
Yeah, she showed, some kind of... not humility and
compassion.
Compassion, thank you. And the reason we looked that up is because Big Mike saw some articles that were like. So first off, you had said, "Oh, did you see Stafford is paying for this photographer's surgery?" Because it ended up coming out the next day that she fractured her spine.
Yeah, so she posted on IG and set up a GoFundMe page, I believe.
Yeah,
because she had fractured her spine and had
needs expensive surgery.
Yeah, and so. I had seen an article where Stafford and his wife they funded the whole GoFundMe.
Yeah, they're paying for her expenses, which is cool. But that led into you seeing an article, which it's fucking, like we said, the media, most of it's garbage, sucks. But the headlines...
Especially sports media,
yes,
the more and more I see...
They just try to fuel the fire, dude.
It's either old heads trying to stay relevant.
Mm-hmm. We talked about that.
Or it's just these guys
clickbait shit,
clickbaiting the hell out of everything because they want you, especially in this day and age with so much information out there, they want you to click theirs because every click helps them out. Even if you don't read the whole article, that click shows whoever they're writing for
Yeah,
Hey, look,
yeah.
bro.
That
Hey, you
it's
need to
reaching.
pay me.
It's reaching.
You need to pay me.
But my thing is, it's good because now we're getting somewhat away from these reporters that that you only could go to. Now, like you've got independent journalists, like fucking YouTubers. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
People like us podcast, and we take bits of information from about one story, but we look at different angles on it and check out different stories and gather our own information. And mind you, we're giving you guys our opinion, unless we're telling you that we're quoting something and reading it verbatim. We're giving you our opinion, not facts. I mean, it's just how we see things from our point of view. But it's nice that you don't have to go to an ESPN. You don't have to go to a syndicated sports network to get information anymore. And yes, sometimes the information is misconstrued or it's wrong. And, like when I started the episode a few episodes ago, and we were talking about Josh Jacobs and the paternity, the children thing. And once we talked about 5 minutes of it, I dug in deeper to get more info, and I said, hey, I got to walk that back, and I corrected myself. Like, I was dead ass wrong. I should have looked more into this. But the reason, or what I'm saying, though, is you're right. The clickbaity shit pisses me off. But when you saw that, it said something about Stafford is under fire, getting heat because of his reaction, and he didn't help this chick. So that's what put us to look up the video, the clip of it, which they weren't so wrong. It did look kind of bad.
I mean, Duke could have stood there and laughed at her.
Yeah, it could have been worse. But
and that's the thing is, I don't know his state of mind at that moment.
Yeah, was he trash because he's celebrating?
And there's no excuse for letting someone be hurt and not. But
he didn't know the severity either. Sounds like she didn't know until the next day,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so there's
some people
out
get
here
in accidents and they feel fine. The next day they wake up and they're crippled. They're paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you feel like, I had a small bump.
That's why, like, when accidents happen, like car accidents, and like ambulances show up, they say, "No, you need to sit down." No, I'm fine. I can help you with this person, because your body goes into shock. Mm-hmm. And like when you get hurt, whether it's a car accident or
anything,
tripping, your body can go into shock, which gives you adrenaline, which makes you feel fine. And then once that adrenaline wears off, I mean, you could have a broken leg,
fucking broken back,
fractured spine.
Yeah, that's just crazy. The human body is just, we've talked about that, it's a marvel, and it's crazy how it works. But
so I applaud Matthew Stafford and his wife for paying for it.
Yeah,
they didn't have to.
And another thing we said is, could this be to save face for the heat he's getting for not reacting? It absolutely could be. Is it though? I don't know. Everything I've seen on Stafford throughout the years and press runs, I've always seen him as a guy that seems to be like, to the public persona, it seems to me like he would be the type to do this no matter what.
Yeah, even if he wasn't even on the stage. Have we ever read anything about negative about Matthew Stafford, really?
No, and it's so easy to see negative stories about a celebrity. Like, there's more negative stories about a celebrity than there is good, because bad press actually, it's clickbaitier. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and it sticks with you. Everybody says you could do a million things good, but one fuck up is what everybody remembers.
Oh, Bud Dupree?
Well, and that's like I told you, I had that conversation with you, how literally me and this guy were talking about Jameis Winston the other day. Mm-hmm. And no matter what Jameis has done in the NFL, I was like, yeah, you remember when he stole them? I said lobster tails.
Yeah.
Initially, and this guy was like, what do you mean?
The younger guy.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I was like, I swear it was the biggest deal. He stole, and I was adamant that it was lobster tails for the long, and then I was like, no, I don't know if it was lobster tails. I knew it was some kind of seafood, and then when I looked it up, it refreshed my memory that it was crab legs, and I was like, oh yeah, and then I remembered. It's like one of those, like, it jogged my memory, and I was like, yeah, dude literally took some crab legs and like said that one of the employees just gave them to him, and
yeah,
and no matter what Jameis has done in the NFL, I mean, he won a Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
And like he's thrown for 5 touchdowns in a game. Like, he's done these things.
Yeah.
But that is what, like, when you say Jameis Winston,
a lot of people that, if you've heard the story, that's what you think.
That's one big thing that jumps out, or him jumping up on the table and yelling.
Right. I mean, it's like, and it's not as similar, because this is gonna sound dumb, but like Aaron Hernandez, you think of just murderer, which you should. Yeah. But everybody does forget the numbers he put up for Florida, the Gators, right?
Yeah.
It was Gators. And all the, the national championships they won. And then all the numbers he put up in the NFL and how good he was. But again, that's a dumb comparison because when you hear Aaron Hernandez, you're supposed to think of the murders because that trumps everything.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to me that they literally, I get why, but it still shouldn't be this way. That after he was charged, not even convicted, Florida State, because they have bricks around the facility around the stadium, I think, with with his
not Florida State, Florida.
Florida, sorry, not the Seminoles, the Gators. With his name etched into the brick and his years, they took his brick out, which is like, I get it, but mind you, this is before he was even convicted. He was just charged. But at the same time,
have you gone down that rabbit hole for that team though?
Yeah, oh yeah. But
the Tebow team,
mm-hmm.
Aaron Hernandez was not the only person on that team that went off the rails.
Yeah, well, Tebow was the quarterback. They had the twin brothers. What are they like? You know what I'm talking about, the linemen. Can't think of their name. They had the free Hernandez hats when he was going through that shit. But so you're saying that history didn't happen because he did some heinous shit. You took that brick out and acted like history didn't happen, like he wasn't a part of history.
Yeah.
Tell me why the fucking Buffalo Bills still have O.J. Simpson up in their fucking Ring of Honor or whatever. Why isn't he taken off? Because he wasn't convicted? He was convicted by the public. Let's fucking be real. Everybody knows OJ did it. And now you're still giving him presidential suites at games and shit. Yeah. And the fans are still there looking above and seeing him with the glass windows open and be like, oh, OJ. Like, literally, they stopped in the middle of the game, started chanting his name, and he was waving like he was like, really? Like, you motherfuckers. Like,
yeah.
It's just
because they pick and choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
well, no, that's what I'm saying about that Florida team. Like, you have Tim Tebow, who's the quintessential, like,
he's the
golden boy
for Jesus.
If you go down, like, I've gone down the rabbit hole.
Maurice and Mark, the twin fucking.
Oh, Pouncey?
Pouncey.
Yeah,
they were on the team.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah,
I don't know why I didn't
the
say
Pouncey twins.
But yeah, if you go down that rabbit hole, like, there's other guys who've ended up in prison. Cam Newton was actually Tebow's backup, and he got in trouble for stealing a laptop,
throwing it out his window,
and there was just a cop standing there.
Yeah, what the fuck? And that wasn't his only thing he got in trouble for, because
Cam had gotten in a lot of trouble. If you look under the surface, Urban Meyer, who was there, was good at hiding.
Hell yeah,
all of that.
Well, he was such a staple in that community of that part of Florida that the cops loved him. I mean, your college team is like, they're winning national championships. They're this fucking powerhouse. So you defend and cover up everything because you want to see them win. Kind of like the Hurricanes, what Uncle Luke from fucking 2 Live Crew was funding a lot of shit, and all. It's just.
But yeah, there's literally if anybody wants to go down that rabbit hole, just look up that Tebow era Florida.
It was like 2003, 2002.
Yeah, somewhere around there. If you go down that rabbit hole, there's multiple guys who have gone to jail for prison time. Like, they were on that team with won in national championships, and then the next year were gangbanging and ended up in prison and stuff. It's.
And Aaron Hernandez had a fiance and was messing with the boys at the same time. You catch my drift. He had supposedly from that documentary that came out, he had a boyfriend down there.
Dude, that was my biggest issue with that documentary.
It all was about him being gay.
I felt like it turned into some gay bashing.
Yeah. It was jamming it down your throat, beating you over the head with his gayness.
And I'm like,
his own brother said,
I'm like, that whether he was or he wasn't.
Yeah,
that didn't make him the evil person that he turned out to be.
CTE had it. I think it was CTE, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure he had that. He wanted to be a gangbanger so bad. So that's part of it.
I just feel
CTE put him over the edge.
I feel like Aaron Hernandez was always one of those. He's a follower type person. So if he's kicking it with those dudes who are like, hey, we hood, we about to pop off.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, where to get?
But he was also doing that when he wasn't. He was the leader of the circle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm saying
after he just signed a $40 million contract.
Well, so, what I'm saying is when he was in college.
Yeah.
I feel like
he started branching out that way.
He was like high school into college is when he was hanging around. He was that guy who. Can't make his own decisions type of thing. He tries to fit in.
Yeah.
And then once he started becoming that guy.
Prove his point. Yeah, he ran with it.
he was like, okay, I'm the big man on campus now. Like, I'm the one putting up numbers. People know my name.
But not only that, now when you, like, I'm about to get this big deal to get drafted, and I'm going to be funding and putting guns back in, putting shit on the streets.
That's what I'm saying. So once his ego started to grow and his confidence,
he realized that he was.
I feel like he was like, okay, I can start running things instead of being the
puppet.
But I mean, he still ended up
dead. And that's shit's wild, man. The whole story. I remember when that shit broke that morning. That Aaron, there was a body found. Me and you, because we've always been sports fanatics. Yeah. We were hanging out all the time. I was like, "Yo, like, did you see the news that a body was found and it was close to Aaron Hernandez's house?" That's all we thought. What a coincidence! It was close to his house. Like, but they were like, the sports media, kept bringing his name into it. Not saying he wasn't even a suspect or a person of interest. They were saying it's a mile from Aaron Hernandez's house, and like, whoa, that's crazy coincidence, And then, the police are looking, and we're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, no, come on now.
Well, coincidentally, this dude was a semi-pro football player
that was dating his fiance's sister.
Yeah, like the connection started rolling, and it was like,
and then it started leading into Hubba Bubba, gum and a .40 caliber shell left in the rental car. Like he was dumb enough that he didn't even care about wiping prints. Oh, the only cleaning of the tracks was he destroyed his phone when they subpoenaed his phone. They had a warrant. He fucking broke it in a million pieces and gave it to him. Yeah, because that's not going to stop him from taking a little piece. They
don't need the whole phone.
They don't need it. And then his
literally they just need the memory out of the phone. They could literally yank the memery and solder it into another phone.
Right. And the FBI is getting involved, and then his cameras were down, and they found that they were he was an idiot with that shit. But again, when they studied his brain, because the family donated his brain his body to science, because you can't find, it's like rabies in an animal, that the animal has to be dead before you can study his brain. Obviously, CTE is only post mortem.
Yeah, you can't. It's so hard, so hard to diagnos.
But when you do diagnose, you can't diagnose it factually. You can only diagnose off symptoms. Yeah. So when you die, if they are able to cut your brain open and study it, that's why Junior Seau, when he committed suicide, he shot himself in the chest with the shotgun, which is crazy to me because there's a chance you live. If he would have put it in his mouth or under his chin, chances are he would. It's more of a better chance, but. He had left a note, and he did that because he wanted his brain studied, because he knew what he was feeling, and he knew that he had to have CTE. And sure as shit, Junior Seau had CTE, and he
had severely.
He reserved his fucking body, his brain. He took the harder route of suicide just so his brain would be intact, so people could learn from this. Well, Hernandez's family donated his body to it's in Boston, that it's where the lead CTE specialists are. Yeah. And they said that he had the worst case of CTE they'd ever seen in somebody under the age of 30. Like, that's fucking wild. That's crazy. So you can't say that CTE didn't play into it. Did it make the decisions? Probably not. But they said symptoms of CTE are depression, mood swings, and temper flares really bad.
Well, yeah.
Shit like that. So that's just
what it damages. CTE, one of the big things it damages is that cognitive brain, that decision making.
Yep.
And so when decision making is out the window,
you don't have that the voice is gone. You've muted the voice that tells you, hey, you probably shouldn't do this. Yeah. That little voice, it's gone. You don't have that.
You're kind of just in your, what they call, like, your primal brain, where you just react to
animal instinct kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You spill a drink on this dude's shoes. He goes and gets the strap, like, to quote 50 Cent, get the strap, hangs out in a car for days, waits for you, follows your car to a light, ambushes you. Like, that's some premeditated shit. He didn't just pull a strap on the dance floor and start bucking, Yeah. But we got way off on that. But that's what I have for NFL news. So last week we were really NFL. We only talked about NFL, and we said we were going to be more NBA versed on this one, and we've already been on the topic NFL for a while. Do you have any more on the NFL? Is there anything else? I mean, Bud Dupree turned himself in.
Yeah, he turned himself in. The only other thing I have is when looking at stuff. I hadn't heard anything about this story before now, and honestly, I thought you might have because it has to do with your Cowboys.
I didn't. You broke that news to me today.
The article was written yesterday, I believe, on Yahoo Sports, but No, Wednesday. Sorry, not yesterday. So Wednesday, and it is. There's some things that have came out from 4 Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders that are alleging sexual misconduct for the former public relations chief.
The public relations, the one that's supposed to clear up your bullshit, is causing his
the
own
head,
bullshit.
the chief of the whole department.
Yeah, it worked his way up from cleaning up all the Cowboys mess. He's probably been on the team for 20 years if he's the head at least.
He's been in the league for 32 as a public relations person.
He's probably cleared up Michael Irvin's cocaine shit, Leon Lett's prostitution thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
all to get circled back on.
Rich
Daryl
Limple? I don't know.
Daryl Limple, whatever. But
I'm messing up his last name. I know I am. Supposedly or allegedly, I don't know. It says that the females are saying that he came into their changing room in AT&T Stadium with his iPhone and recorded them undressing or dressing, some form of having underwear or whatever on.
He was on some Washington Commanders bullshit. Or Admirals, right? What the fuck's their name?
Commanders now.
Commanders. Oh yeah, that's right.
So reports are that the Cowboys had given $2.4 million between these 4
Shut the fuck up.
cheerleaders to kind of
Deshaun Watson should have did the same.
cool it down. He says he didn't do it. He did officially retire after 32 seasons in the NFL on February 2nd.
Didn't want to lose his pension.
So we'll see how that unfolds. Like, there's not much information, obviously, because it's just coming to light. There are a lot of people that are saying that Jerry Jones needs to answer for this because he's the one who had to okay the $2.4 million hush money.
And my whole thing, like I said earlier, is if you're paying hush money, you're not a dumb dude. Usually there's paperwork written up, a contract. Okay, if I'm going to pay you money, then we're not taking this farther, not going public with it. So is this... And being devil's advocate, would this be a breach of contract? If there's one written, it would be, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did that work? Did he just slide money off and say nothing? Like, there's
I didn't even think we were going to talk about it earlier. I think about legally, you can't sign a contract that says that I can't prosecute you. Like, I can't. But civilly, they're not trying to sue right now. The article doesn't allude to them trying to get more money.
You can sign a contract saying that you're not going to speak on it, though. It's an NDA.
Yeah, so if they went to the police and said, "Hey, look, like, we want to file charges,"
but that would be that would breach an NDA because you're telling somebody, depending on what the NDA. And Jerry, you can't tell me Jerry Jones and the lawyers aren't smart enough.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah, no, I get what you're saying too. So,
but that's
a hard one.
I don't know. That's like, and I don't know if there's an NDA that can actually cover that. You can't tell the cops. I don't know if legally there's a way that, because that, in my brain, I'm saying if you have an NDA, like, hey, you can't tell the cops. Is that legal? Can an NDA really have something that says you can't? If something illegal happens, you can't tell the cops. I
don't think it would be worded like that. If it's possible, it would be worded in a you cannot speak on this to anybody.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You know how lawyers have have those loopholes where, like, if I could tell my lawyer, I did
privilege, client privilege.
So does telling a cop count? Because you know what I mean? Like, legally, you can't have a contract that makes something. You can't make something illegal legal in a contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then, like I said, if it's worded that you can't speak on it at all,
that's what I'm saying.
So like, if something that would include police. Like, okay, I sued Walmart a few years ago. I got a settlement. I signed an NDA. I can't speak on it more than what I just said. And my thing is, if they find out that I did, I get fined $50 per every time they find out. I have to pay some. It's weird. It's crazy. That and what I just said is all I can say about it. So, and that goes like in my shit, my NDA, I can't tell the police. I know it's not a criminal matter.
Yeah.
Though. So, but again, when you
you could talk to a lawyer about it.
I don't. Well, you'd have your lawyer that's reading over the NDA. But I think once you sign that, maybe the lawyer that you read over it with, that's it though. But that cops.
But what if you switch lawyers?
Well, maybe lawyers. Though.
That's what
you
saying.
You don't have client privilege or whatever with police.
That's
Only
what I'm saying.
lawyers
They
and
could have
doctors.
gone to a lawyer and because obviously these girls have $2.4 million.
Yeah.
Unless they're coming. And I don't know.
Yeah, we're just speculating.
Huge speculation at this point. Unless they're coming for more money grab, they don't really have anything to gain from going public.
They do in a sense of a lot of the women want to make it public so it doesn't happen, so nobody else is victimized.
Yeah, but I'm saying like personally, they like unless they're going after more money, which it doesn't say they are.
Well, it doesn't even say this is brought criminal. It wasn't even.
No, but they made allegations. I don't know if they made them on social media or where.
Yeah, it doesn't say it doesn't say anything about going to the police though.
Yeah.
Again, for all I know, the Jones family didn't
didn't do an NDA
or didn't have any paperwork drawn up, which is kind of if I was a betting man, I would say that they did. They're not dumb.
But again, having paper trail.
Yeah. That's true.
We know how these front offices work.
Yeah, the fucking Washington.
You got one dude sitting there like, ooh, this could help me out later.
You're absolutely right.
So
they might have met with them in silence, but you would still have to have an excuse or a reason on why 2.4 million left your account to these people, and you can't just take broken down between four. Let's just say it was evenly just
that's still $500,000.
A little over one is $600,000 each.
Yeah.
They have to deposit that in their bank somehow. That gets reported to the FBI.
100%.
So
anything over like $9,999 has.
There's paper trails for every fucking dime, especially if you're a Jones family. You have your LLC and all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so, it's too much of a paper trail. Period. That's a lot of fucking hush money though. But again, all this is allegedly. We don't know this to be factual, and everything that we're speaking on is speculation. So
yeah.
Before Mr. Jones, who I fucking love, Jerry Jones, before he comes for our ass and sends a cease and desist or whatever it is and all that.
I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
You know what? I hope he does, because that would bring our ratings. That would get us more followers.
It'd be, so, just real fast. So we just frame it, put it right here on the wall.
Yep.
So there's this guy who he does dumb inventions. Like, literally, that's his whole YouTube. That's his whole... He literally 3D prints like stupid inventions. He made this what he dubbed the Croc glove.
Oh,
so it looks like Croc shoes, and it has the little like flap that flips back and forth, but it's like a fingerless glove.
The 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, that you can literally the flap doesn't do anything on the gloves.
Yeah.
But it has the holes. Looks just like a Croc shoe, but it's literally fingerless glove.
Oh shit.
And you literally got a cease and desist letter from Crocs.
Oh sure.
So he has the Croc glove in this glass like display, and right above it hangs the cease and desist letter for the glove.
That's like I don't know if a lot of people know who Ryan Upchurch is. He's a YouTuber, but he's actually a musician who's got Billboard charted hits and gone platinum. And anyways, a country boy that does more like what is it, the hip hop, like the country rap.
Yeah.
He also does rock and roll and country music.
Dude.
His YouTube is fucking hilarious. But he's made a good living. Like, he's a Lamborghini Hellcats. Like,
oh, yeah. He actually had to go save Kane Brown the other day.
No, it's been a while.
Months ago.
Yeah, so Kane Brown, on his property, he lives on like 3 acres. But on the back side of his 3 acres of property, there's like 8 acres of land. And he went out four-wheeling and got lost. It got dark. He had no cell service. So, yeah, because Kane Brown's from Georgia. But Ryan Upchurch is from Cheatham County, Tennessee. And I guess Kane Brown, it's Nashville. Area. Kane Brown lives right around there because it's the mecca of country music, and they went and got Kane, and I don't know who was with him or if he was by himself, got lost, called Ryan Upchurch because Ryan Upchurch is literally Creek Squad. That's his crew. He's from the sticks. He's a woods kid, you know. Yeah. Went out there to him. So Upchurch and his brother loaded up their quads. Went out there, did a little search and rescue on Kane Brown. Found him. It ended up getting darker. They didn't have reception. They had to call in search and rescue. The police had to come out and find them. That's fucking hilarious. And these are two country stars.
Yeah.
I mean, we went and saw Kane Brown in October 1st in Sacramento at the Golden One Center. And amazing fucking concert.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
What's up?
His wife was pregnant the whole tour and nobody knew.
Yeah, it's crazy. They had his daughter, who's like a year and a half, was out there on tour with them.
Yeah.
Well, his wife too. But yeah, they hit it. That's fucking crazy. He's a girl dad too. But But Upchurch, so he is completely independent, lives in Tennessee, the mecca of country music and shit. And he will not sign to a major label, to the Machine or anything. And actually, there's a label called the Machine. So they've been trying to get him to sign for.
Oh yeah,
forever.
He posts on TikTok all the time about how they want him to sign, and
he just
telling
milked
him
it.
to fuck off.
Well, he milked it because they give you every time they meet. Oh look, he said he was in there at the office one day. Oh, that's a cool guitar. It's like it starts with a V. It's a big name. I can't remember. Oh, you like that? And next thing you know, they had one delivered to his house. Like, you like the top of the line, like expensive guitar. They were given bottles of wine that's expensive. So he was just using them to see what he could get. But he said that he knew he was not going to sign ever. He told everybody he wouldn't sign. He took these meetings because he wanted to get his hands on a contract just to be able to read one. Because he, it's like the mythical national country star contract.
Yeah.
And he said that they were in there and they tried offering him. He asked him, "Oh, can I take this back to read it, at home?" And the guy, yeah, sure. So he took it, went home, and he framed it. He's got it framed on his wall that he was offered a contract. And the last video I saw about that, he's like, you know what? The guy, I'm pretty sure, even signed his name on it. My name's not signed, but his name is signed on it. So it's a signed by him, unsigned by me contract. And like basically alluding to, he could fix some things in it and sign it. Because you can. Contracts, you can rewrite. And
that's the thing.
They're not supposed to sign it until
everything's been worked out.
Yes. So he could, the dude, the CEO or whatever, his signature's on it. He could go reprint the fucking contract he could own everybody's masters at the company, everything. But he's not that guy. He just wanted it to thumb through it. He said, and he wanted to frame it as a souvenir. Like, look, But it's funny that, we brought up Kane Brown. We're talking about country music. Leads us into our NBA stories, right?
Yeah.
Are we done with the other one?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to drop that in there, and then we went a little down the rabbit hole on it.
We always do. So it's crazy. It's a crazy transition because the NBA All-Star break is actually the Rising Stars or Celebrity Game kicks off tonight. Do you remember?
Celebrity Games tonight,
and that's perfect because talking about Kane Brown, here's the Celebrity Game rosters. Okay. There's team Bill Walton. For those of you who don't know who Bill Walton is, he's a ex-NBA player and a Hall of Famer. And wasn't he? He was a coach for a long time, correct? Lakers, right? Bill Walton, or did he play for Lakers?
He played for the Lakers.
He's a champion.
Yeah,
Hall of Famer.
He didn't. I don't think his son coached for the Lakers.
Luke Walton, huh?
His son also played, but
his son also coached with for Golden State. But he's one of the coaches. The coach across the board from him.
No, was it? Okay, you're gonna keep going.
Okay. The other coach is Dominique Wilkins, who was he a small forward or shooting guard? But he played for the Atlanta Hawks back in the 80s and stuff. High flyer. This guy had bunnies. He could jump out the gym.
So Walton never played for the Lakers. He played for the Clippers.
Okay.
Trailblazers, Clippers, Celtics.
Okay, and he coached a little bit, right? But so yeah, Dominique Wilkins is one coach. Bill Walton's the other. So on team Walton, Bill Walton, he's got Jimmy Allen, Noah Carlock, Brittany Elena, Machine Gun Kelly. That's Big Mike is a huge fan of Machine Gun Kelly. Derica Hamby, and I'm probably butchering some of these names. Nyjah Houston, he's a black skateboarder. Matt James, he's got Quavo from Migos. Ranveer Singh, Alex Toussaint, and Anderson Varejao. Okay, and I don't know who half those people are. Dominique Wilkins' team. I've never known how to pronounce this. Is it Anul Anul? Like I know it's a reggaeton artist. The mayor, Justin Bibb, Kane Brown. That's the transition. Kane Brown, the country singer who's half black, half white. He's on Team Dominique for the Celebrity Game. Then you got Myles Garrett, who is defensive end for the Cleveland Browns. Boobie Gibson, Tiffany Haddish, Jack Harlow, the white rapper, Krista Jackson, and Jolly Randive. Again, I don't know who that is. Gianmarco Tamber. So that's the Celebrity Game. Oh, so right here. So Jimmy Allen is a singer-songwriter. Brittany Elena is a host, actress, athlete, model. MGK, singer-songwriter. Derek Hamby.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah, well, he's more of a singer than a rapper now. Derek Hamby is a Las Vegas Aces forward for the WNBA. Noah Carlock is a Fanatics All-In Challenge winner. Oh, this motherfucker did a challenge and he's just an average Joe that won a challenge. Good for him. Nyjah Houston is an Olympian professional skateboarder. Matt James is ABC's The Bachelor. Really? Quavo's a rapper, recording artist, not singer. Ranveer Singh, I'm butchering, is an actor. Alex Toussaint is a Peloton instructor. What the fuck? He's a Peloton instructor?
Oh, Peloton?
Or yeah.
The bike?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? That company's probably going under. They literally ceased all...
Because of the injuries that happened with one of their things?
I don't know. I saw a thing, they literally ceased all production of bikes. Literally, they're done. They're not making any more.
They had injuries with, I don't know if it was their treadmill or their bike, that like a kid died. Like, I saw something about it. I actually reached out to Timmy, David's brother, obviously one of our best friends, because he has a Peloton. But I can't remember if he has the treadmill or the bike. He has the one that didn't have issues. But that's Team Walton, okay? Now Team Dominique Wilkins. Anul AA is a rapper. Mayor Justin Bibb is a mayor of Cleveland. Kane Brown's a singer-songwriter. And a fucking showman. The concert was great.
See, like, when you say singer-songwriter, I think of people like Kane Brown, not people like MGK.
Well, I mean, he's doing that punk music now, so he's singing and he's writing his own music. So
is he though?
Well, I mean, he's got to somehow. Like, yeah, right. Who fucking knows?
I mean, Kane Brown doesn't write all his own music either. Like, that's just
but he writes 90% of it.
Most artists nowadays don't write their own music.
Kane Brown's the anomaly. He actually
he writes a bunch of it, but he
just started his own label for writers.
Yeah.
So now he's signing people to write music.
Yeah.
And now he gets to cut off the back end of what they do too. But yes, he writes the majority of his music. But yes, he doesn't write all. Nobody really writes all the music unless you're an Eminem or I'm sure I don't know. Oh no, MGK didn't even write his the Rap Devil. He didn't even write that. I'm sure he gave some pointers on it, but he had somebody ghostwrite that for him. But a lot of people ghostwrite,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Drake
literally, there's guys I've seen guys on TikTok recently that are coming out, and it'll be these guys you've never heard of,
but wrote the biggest hit of this summer.
And they'll be like finishing up a song for Jason Aldean or something like that, and like this dude. Obviously, he can't show you any of the song. Yeah. But it'll be him and like 2 or 3 guys just sitting around with guitars in a studio. Mm-hmm. And these dudes will never see a stage. Yeah. They'll never, literally. But he's like, this guy talks about how he makes so much money writing these songs for Aldean and all these country stars.
Huge names, yeah.
And then he makes music on the side. And he literally said his goal was to write music for other artists. Mm-hmm. And make soundtracks for movies.
And he's making cake is what he's making.
Yeah, so he'll literally songwrite these songs for big country stars or whatever, pop stars, whatever he needs to do. And then he makes music and like soundtracks for like when you're like the outro of a movie. Yeah. Or like in an intense... He says literally he went that route because he put some music up on like Spotify or something way back. And he got like this many plays and like it was like a $300 check.
And he might not have the face or the body, you know what I'm saying? But then again, that really doesn't matter a lot anymore with country. Like, who's the big dude? One of our I really like his music. Country artist, you really like him.
Eric Church?
No, he's a bigger, obviously white dude. He's pretty big, like size wise, like kind of on the fatter side, tall guy. Fuck man, he's really popular right now. He looks like a dad, bro, just like a regular ass dad.
That's what Eric Church comes.
It's not Eric Church. I know that for a fact. But I'll get back to that. Myles Garrett is on Team Dominique. He's a Cleveland Brown defensive end and one of the most ripped dudes in the NFL at the moment.
He's probably gonna get steroid checked after the game,
right? Boobie Gibson is he's a Cavaliers legend. Tiffany Haddish is and I say legend in quotations. Tiffany Haddish, comedian, actress, author, and kind of annoying if you want my honest opinion. Jack Harlow is another white rapper / recording artist. Krista Jackson's a Harlem Globetrotters player. And Anjali Randiv, and again, I'm sorry for that name, butchering it, is a singer-songwriter. And Gianmarco Tamburi is an Olympic high jump champion. So, that's the all-star or the celebrity game list, which will be kind of cool to watch. I know
it's always fun.
Yeah,
that's literally what that game's about.
Yeah, having fun and seeing people that you know for slaying music or being cool in movies.
Well, didn't you say there was like
either shit the bed while trying to play basketball or really show you that they got game? Like Kane Brown played high school ball and was like...
Well, didn't you say like you saw something where like MGK hit like 7 threes in a row or something?
Yeah, 6 or 7 threes in back to back when he was training. Like today, I saw a thing come up today, or I think it's on TNT.
Was it
Sports.
NBA threes?
I believe so. I believe so. But shit, I get hot from the fucking 3-point line sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you know, I'm a Hernandez. I'm a shooter, bro. Come on. But so that's a celebrity game roster. The Rising Stars Challenge is for people that don't know, or rookies or second year players, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's a new format for it, I guess. I'm not going to get it. So Team Barry and okay, so the coaches will be, there's 4 coaches. They're legends. Rick Barry, Gary the Glove Payton, whose son GP2 Gary Payton II, they call the Mitten, is killing it for Golden State right now, doing big things. Isaiah Thomas and James Worthy. Okay, it'll be
4 coaches.
Yeah, it's weird. So are you looking at the new format? 28 players, comprising 12 rookies, 12 sophomores, and 4 members of the NBA G League Ignite developmental squad. And it says see roster below. We're drafted onto 4 teams to compete in 3 games. So so here we go. So Team Barry, Cade Cunningham for the Pistons, Dyson Daniels. What's GLI? Oh, that's the G League. G League. Okay.
It's the G League Ignite is literally, for those that don't know, it's the way that the NBA is getting around college.
Yeah, if you skip college.
So the G League Ignite is like it's like these teams, like there's the Swarm, which is the Hornets team.
Yeah.
The Ignite has no affiliation. Yeah. It's literally the NBA's brainchild. So what they do is these kids that don't want to go to college because they need to go and make money.
Mm-hmm. Or they know that their grades would mean
what's his name? Just drafted number 2 overall, Jalen Green, I believe.
Oh yeah, Jalen Green.
That's where he came from.
Yeah.
Literally drafted number 2 overall and is balling out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the route he took.
Because the rules of the NBA are you cannot be drafted because you can be drafted at high school back in the day. You have to be 1 year removed from high school. So you either have to graduate and sit around working part-time, whatever, sit around and train or whatever and wait for a whole year before you can enter the draft, or you have to go to college for at least 1 year, then you can go for the draft, or now they have it, they just started this to where they have their own league that will pay you like a pro, but you're not in the NBA. And after playing in there and proving yourself, your stock can either go up or down for the NBA.
And then I with the Ignite team, I think you can only be on the Ignite team for 2 or 3 years, something like that.
That would make sense.
And then you either have to enter the draft or another G League team has to sign you.
Gotcha.
Because they're literally only using it as
a stepping stone,
a skip college stepping stone.
Yeah.
Because they feel like 95% of most 18-year-olds can't play NBA ball.
Yeah, they need to transition them.
And I mean, if you look at the list, it really is that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the Kobe's.
Anomalies, yeah.
We have the LeBron. We have the KGs.
It was,
but then we also have
Reggie Miller was right out of college too, right? Or no, who's, fuck. Oh my God, he's from LA, but he played for Boston with their big 3.
Oh, Ray Allen?
No, not Ray. I don't know if Ray Allen was or wasn't. No, tall, skinny dude.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah,
I just said his name.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I said we have the Kobe's, the LeBrons, and the KGs.
Okay, gotcha.
But then we have the guys like Kwame Brown.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So then on Team Barry, now you have Evan Mobley, who is from Cleveland. He plays for the Cavaliers. Isaac Okoro for the Cavs. Alperen Sengun for the Rockets. Jay Sean Tate for the Rockets, and Franz Wagner for the Orlando Magic. Jay Sean's, that's crazy. His name is spelled Jae apostrophe SEAN. Jay Sean.
Real fast.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up this new format and I hate it.
Well, he's going to play 3 games, so four teams.
So Team A plays Team B.
Mm-hmm. The winner.
And it's not timed to 50 points.
Oh my god.
Team C plays Team D to 50 points.
Mm-hmm.
Then the winner, let's say Team A wins and Team C wins. Mm-hmm. They play each other in the championship game, which again is not timed, and it's a race to 25 points. Because the whole premise is the race to 75. Because it's
fucking whack. Yeah, because
75th year. That's their whole.
And they started this shit when Kobe passed, and they changed. Remember, it was like whoever has the most points plus 24 at the end of the game. Remember how they did the All-Star game right after he passed away? And R.I.P. to the Bean, to the Black Mamba. But it's shit's they're running with shit. But okay, so Team Isaiah has Precious Achiuwa from Toronto Raptors, Desmond Bane from the Memphis Grizzlies, Sadiq Bey from the Detroit Pistons, Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves, Tyrese Halliburton, formerly of the Sacramento Kings, right? It says Sac still. Didn't he got traded, right?
Yeah, he got traded.
Okay, so
which he was
dumbfounded. As every fucking NBA fan was as well, because they traded off their best asset. Jaden Hardy from the G League Ignite, Isaiah Stewart from the Detroit Pistons. Team Payton, Gary Payton has LaMelo Ball from the Charlotte Hornets, Rookie of the Year last year, and son of LeVar. Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors, Ayo Dosunmu from the Chicago Bulls, Chris Duarte from the Indiana Pacers, Scoot Henderson from the G League Ignite, Jaden McDaniels from the Minnesota Timberwolves, Davion Mitchell from the Sacramento Kings, which I don't even know if he's still there. And then Team James Worthy has Cole Anthony from the Orlando Magic, Narjan Beauchamp from the G League Ignite, Josh Giddey from the Oklahoma City Thunder, Jalen Green from the Houston Rockets, Herbert Jones from the New Orleans Pelicans, Tyrese Maxey from the Philadelphia 76ers, and Jalen Suggs for the Orlando Magic. So, and that Tyrese Halliburton trade was fucking dumb. Like, I just don't understand that shit. So, that is the Rising Stars 4 teams, and Big Mike just, explained how that's going to be set. Now to the actual NBA, the roster for the All-Stars. So, Team LeBron, he's a captain, and Big Mike said earlier that he's never lost as a captain of the All-Star team, so he's trying to go undefeated. This will be his 4th time?
Yeah, so real fast before you read those names, they are also going with a very similar time doesn't matter in the All-Star game again. Yeah, in here it doesn't tell me the target score.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, so there's a target score, which I'm assuming it'll be like 103 plus the 75 because of the 75th. These NBA All-Stars, honestly, the only All-Star game at this point that I even fucking respect in the and I can't speak for hockey because I don't really pay attention to their All-Star game, so maybe I'll look into it. But the only All-Star game that I even give any kind of respect at this point is the MLB.
Yep.
Because there's actually something on the line.
Yep.
The winning side, for those of you who don't know, in the MLB All-Star game, gets World Series home field advantage.
Which is a huge fucking deal.
So
that could be game break.
Literally, you could be the bottom seed playing the top seed from the other side, and if your conference won the All-Star game, you get home field advantage.
And if you can come out with win or 2 wins in a row, that's huge. That's huge.
So for me, honestly, we want to see fun things, but come on.
Yeah.
Give me the 3-point contest. Give me a real dunk competition, like we talked about earlier. Maybe bring in some of these professional dunkers. Stop with this target score bull.
Yeah, I agree. I
think honestly, at this point the NBA has realized there's no defense going to be played in the All-Star game because no one wants to get hurt.
Yeah.
So let's set an end score, which I guess is a good idea, but I just don't like. I think it's weird.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I don't know. I think you're trying to. I think it's like one of those things where they're trying to force a narrative.
Oh, 100%.
And it's I just don't.
I'm trying to find the stats on because we did mention Kobe Bryant and stuff, and they now the trophies. Okay, so the Kobe, they switched the trophies for the All-Star winners and game thing, and they also are giving out rings. So if you made the All-Star team, you got a ring. Like being a Warriors fan, always I go back to that. Watching the game, before the game, Andrew Wiggins is on the All-Star team. He's on it one. So is Steph Curry, and then Draymond made reserve. So before the game, they did this thing on the court where they had those three players come out and they announced them as the All-Stars, and they had one of their kids for each player ran out with a ring box and gave them their All-Star ring. And I don't remember if it was a jersey. I know the ring though. So they changed the Kobe Bryant trophy, so it's awarded to the Kia All NBA All-Star. So it's their MVP of the All-Star game. So the base dimension, it's a beautiful trophy. I showed you last time. It's beautiful, and I think it's fucking coolest trophy ever. Its 8-sided base represents the 8 decades of NBA All-Star games and is a nod to Kobe Bryant's number 8 jersey. The 18 stars around the trophy represent his 18 All-Star selections. This man played 20 years, or 19 or 20. It had to be 20. Was it because he got drafted in 96? Right? Because he made 18 All-Stars, bro. So 18 All-Star selections. The base height of 2 inches.
20.
So he played 20, and the two years that he missed the All-Star were probably his last season where he was injury, probably both injury seasons. But he made.
I don't know if he played in the All-Star game his rookie year.
No, he did. He did because on the Michael Jordan documentary, remember?
Oh yeah, because they played each other.
Yeah, and he was like that kid. He doesn't let people come to him. He wants to, like, who are you talking about, Kobe? He said, yeah, and he's talking about, like, he was asking for you to pass. That motherfucker better get it out the rebound. I ain't passing shit to him. And they said, and MJ saw the fire. He didn't even know the kid's name at first, but he even said in the documentary, like, it's a video clip of him in the locker room before the All-Star game talking to his, the East team, saying, that kid's gonna be something, But anyways, the base height of 2 inches is a nod to Kobe Bryant's 2002 Kia NBA All-Star MVP. Level 1. The 24 stars represent each All-Star in the game and Bryant's number 24 jersey number. The 7-inch height is a nod to Bryant's 2007 Kia NBA All-Star MVP. For level 2, the 10 stars represent the All-Star game starters and Bryant's USA basketball number 10. The 9-inch height is also a nod to Kobe Bryant's 2009 Kia NBA All-Star MVP. Level 3. The 5 stars represent the unity of an NBA team and Bryant's 5 NBA championships. The 11-inch height is a nod to his 2011 Kia NBA All-Star MVP. Level 4. A single star represents the star of stars and Bryant winning the Maurice Podoloff trophy for the 2007-2008 Kia NBA MVP for the whole season, obviously. The 2-inch height of the final star represents Bryant's 2 Bill Russell trophies as the NBA's finals in 2009 and 2010. It's a fucking beautiful trophy. Beautiful. So they got the new Slam Dunk trophy, 3-point contest, Taco Bell Skills Championship trophy, the Rising Stars trophy.
So he didn't play his rookie year.
Okay, he didn't make it. So his second year.
Yeah, so it was his second year, and the only reason it's 18 instead of 19 is in '99 is there was no All-Star game because that was the year that they had the lockout, so they did no All-Star game.
So his rookie year wasn't a very great year. He was airballing shit. He had like 3 airballs in one game.
So 18 of the 19 possible All-Star games he could have gone to, he went to.
Yeah.
He didn't play in 2010, 2014, or 2015 though.
He was selected though.
He was selected. He sat out because of injuries. Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, he fucking clutched, dude. So listen to this. The NBA All-Star Game rings, okay? As is custom since 1983, the NBA All-Star rings are awarded to players in recognition of their selection to the game. Design details of the latest rings include: the ring's frame resembles a basketball seam. The NBA All-Star host city and year is etched onto the side of the band. a crystal ball is embedded in the ring seam with the All-Star host city and year magnified underneath. Oh, so it's like a magnifying glass. The crystal ball is surrounded by 22 stars and 22 diamonds in reference to the current All-Star state or All-Star year. So we're in 2022. So that's not. I mean, I'm showing Big Mike a picture of it. So it's a beautiful ring. So, but anyways,
I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know because when did they say they started giving rings out?
83.
Yeah, I didn't know that today.
I didn't know that until when they started giving this one out. To be honest, I didn't know rings. I knew you got your jersey and shit. That's
what I'm saying. I knew you got your jersey and then like whatever, like if you won MVP and stuff like that. But I did not know that you got an All-Star ring.
I didn't know that either.
Imagine Kobe's ring cabinet.
18 of them, and then 5 championship rings.
He has 4 All-Stars for the what do you call it, for the All-Star game. He has 4 MVPs for that.
But I don't think you get trophies, not rings though. If
you're
talking about rings, he's got 18 All-Star rings and 5 championship rings. And I don't know if he might have won rings for other things. I don't know if he got rings. He didn't get a national championship ring because he didn't play college.
Just imagine, just look at his trophy.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, think about Michael Jordan's trophy case too.
Yeah.
Like how they compare. LeBron's trophy case has got empty spots. A lot of them. He's still got hardware. Don't get me wrong, but it's like LeBron's like, "Hey Mike, hey Kobe, look at my trophy room." They're like, Kobe's like, "Hold my beer." MJ's like, "Hold my cigar." No, MJ's like, "Hold this dick."
It's wild, like just to think, like, because a lot of players have replicas made of the championship trophy. Because obviously you don't get to keep the actual.
No, you don't.
That stays in the
lock of the team facility.
But a lot of guys will have replicas made.
I would.
And so just imagine like Michael Jordan and like Kobe's just awards room, like if they and that's the thing is honestly
Kobe gave a lot of his shit to
Kobe.
His mom.
That's what I was about to say. Is Kobe?
His mom fucking auctioned his shit off. That's it's on this.
And Kobe wasn't a big
sentimental guy,
memento type of guy.
His wife
kept everything
without him, like almost without him knowing.
Yeah, she would things that she was like, this is a big moment. She would hide shit away,
and that's how it made it to the museum, and that was really cool.
And so, I mean, maybe Kobe doesn't even have
replicas or something.
Well, maybe he has replicas or whatever, but he probably doesn't have like a trophy room like we're talking about.
I'm trying to think because I've seen like videos of inside his house. I don't know.
I know that Phil Jackson, coach with all the rings, and he has rings from being a player. They literally just sit in a drawer. He doesn't really do much with them.
That's crazy.
To me, I'd be like,
well, I mean, you got he won 5 with.
And that's the thing is, it's like he acts like that because he'd been there, he'd done that.
Yeah, it's not, he's used to it. It's nothing new. He won 5 with Jordan in Chicago. He won 4 with Kobe, and 3 of those were with Shaq.
Yeah.
Or no, he won 5 with Kobe, right?
Yeah, I think Phil was there for all 5 of the.
Because MJ, never mind. MJ, they won 6. I forgot 2 3-peats. With a year that retirement, quote unquote, year
suspension
in between, or 2 years, suspension, exactly. It's like he resigned before he could be fired, kind of thing.
What happened is they came to him and said, "Look, bro,
we gotta we gotta suspend you, but we don't want it to look bad because then they're gonna hate us for suspending you.
It's
so like take a year."
People do that sometimes. We can either fire you or you can quit. Which one do you think looks better?
That was Gruden with the Davis family,
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what they did to Michael, and he said, "I'll just go play baseball."
Golf, play baseball, fuck off, gamble. Obviously, why he's in trouble.
I'll be back.
Yeah,
don't worry.
And came back and 3-peated. So Phil Jackson has 6 in Chicago, 5 in LA, and then
I think he has 1 as a player.
I think he does too. And that's crazy.
It was from his years with the Celtics.
Listen to this. So the All-Star Celebrity Game MVP trophy, it's pretty badass. It's pretty bad.
That's dope.
It's a 250 millimeter faceted crystal ball, and then MVP is 3D laser etched and suspended inside the ball's center. And this ball is like, I don't know, it's got different. It's round glass, but it's got different shapes on the glass, and it's got gold trim for like the not stitching, but I guess it'd be stitching of the basketball.
Yeah, it used to be stitching. It was originally stitching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the trophy. I just want because we wanted to talk about the trophies because the trophies were crazy different than they've ever been, and the ring.
I still don't know how I haven't heard about a ring with as much
knowledge as you have,
as much as I've cared about the NBA.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. So let me get back to the roster, the All-Star roster for this weekend. Team LeBron is Giannis is on the team. Antetokounmpo, Stephen Curry, which for the people that don't know basketball a lot, his name is actually Wardell Stephen Curry II because his dad's Wardell, aka Del Curry, but everybody calls him Stephen or Steph. I wouldn't want to be called Del or Wardell either.
Or if you're Nike, you call him Steven
and then lose him. Fuck. So Steph, and then DeMar DeRozan. LeBron's obviously on the team. It's his team. Well, not obviously, but and then Nikola Jokic, and that's the starters. The reserves or the bench players: Jared Allen and his afro, Jimmy Butler and Rachel Nichols. No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
Luka Doncic and all that weight he's bringing with him. Darius Garland, James Harden and his beard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul and those fucking ears, and Fred VanVleet. Okay, that's Team LeBron. Or that's Team LeBron. So Team KD, Team Kevin Durant. KD's the captain. Joel Embiid, Ja Morant, and all those fucking teeth. Big ass wide mouth. Jason Tatum, Andrew Wiggins, Trae Young with his baby hair. And then the reserves are LaMelo Ball, and probably his dad.
Hey, since you said LaMelo real fast.
I got a couple more reserves, okay? Devin Booker, Rudy Gobert, Zach LaVine, DeJounte Murray, Karl Anthony Towns, Draymond Green, and Chris Middleton. And Chris Middleton still looks like a piranha. But that's fitting that the logo's behind him looks like he's got horns too.
Oh, that is funny.
So, okay, that's the all-star teams, captains, teams, and reserves. So, go ahead, take it.
Yeah, so LaMelo Ball has officially...
So, crazy shit.
Which I think, once you hear it, it's going to be crazy. LaMelo Ball has officially passed 700 assists in his career at the age of 20 years, 179 days.
And he's only played for a season and a half. And mind you, last season, he won Rookie of the Year. He was fucking hurt and didn't play for...
And he didn't start off the rip.
No, he didn't. He didn't start.
He came off the bench
for a long time, for a good amount of time, and then was injured and sidelined for probably 20 games.
Yeah.
So did basically in one season, equivalent of one season.
Yeah, and so the only person that did it I shouldn't say faster. The only person who was younger when they hit that mark was LeBron James at 20 years and 12 days. The big difference, which I should look up, is how many games it took.
I'm looking up how many games LaMelo has played as a star
and
NBA.
Because the cheat, or not cheat, I shouldn't say. James came out of high school, so he was probably just 18 when he got into the league.
Yeah.
LaMelo had to be a year removed from high school. So he was probably 19, a little over 19 when he was brought into the NBA. Mm-hmm. So that means James had a whole year in the league before Melo, if we're matching him up.
Yeah.
And it only took Melo
104.
100. Well, I'm saying, was that the games?
He's played 104 games.
So 167 more days, and that's not games. Obviously,
yeah. LaMelo Ball has played 104 games since he started in the NBA. Think about that. There's 82 games in a season. 82. So he's only played fucking 22 games more than a whole season. So one season plus 22 games. I want to know how many games it took LeBron. And what was the stat for 700? Yeah. 700 assists?
700 assists.
Let me see. Let me ask Google. How many games? I'm just going to type it.
So this thing said Ball did it in fewer games than... trying to see if I can...
I'm looking it up right now.
So LeBron took 159 games to get to it.
Oh, okay, you got that.
And LaMelo obviously took 104.
That's how many games he's played so far. Is what it says.
Yeah, so this article right here is saying that LeBron, he got to 700 through 159 games played. LaMelo got to it in 104 games played.
And mind you, LeBron was a starter as soon as at 17 years old, right? He was a starter. So he didn't come off the bench. And, and in those first 3 seasons it took him to get that, he didn't. I'm pretty sure he didn't sideline for injury. He didn't, nothing.
No, his first couple years in Cleveland, he was the man.
He was that man. Yeah, he took them to the playoffs.
His rookie
when
year,
they shouldn't have been. Yeah.
It's one of those things where he literally carried the team on his back until he couldn't.
Exactly.
Which, and that's the thing is, in the NBA, one player can carry you to the playoffs.
Can't do that shit in any other sport.
One player can literally carry you to the playoffs. But once you get in the playoffs, when you have to play a team back to back to back to back, one player can. Yeah, they figure you out. I've never in my lifetime seen one player carry a team and win a championship.
It's arguable that LeBron did it with the Cavs when they beat the Dubs.
But he had other All-Stars.
Yeah.
That team that his rookie, I almost said freshman year, his rookie year,
Delonte West.
He took that team to the finals.
Boobie.
They came out of the East, but once they matched up with the West, it was.
He went all the way to the finals?
Yeah, that his first year, I believe. It was either his first or second year.
I don't know. That's what I was asking. But so and like I said, it's crazy because he came straight out of high school, started those first 3 seasons. It took him to hit 700 assists. He wasn't sidelined for injury or anything. LaMelo came in a year removed from high school. Out of high school. So he started at 19, not 17 like LeBron. Didn't start, so he was only playing a part of each game in the first quarter of the season, and then got injured halfway through the season. Missed 20 games. So that shit's wild. So even it says he's played 104 games, right?
Yeah.
But coming off the bench for the first 20 of them, he only played 5 minutes a game.
So it wasn't his rookie year. It was his second year that he took him. But it was essentially the same team from his rookie year.
He won Rookie of the Year and shit. And then and Melo, what was he gonna say? I don't fucking know.
Melo averaged.
So you would have to average almost 7 assists per game if you played 104.
His assist is his rookie year was 7.4, and right now he's at 7.5.
Yeah, makes sense. So, but like I said, as coming off the bench, he's played 104, but let's say 20 of those were off the bench, where he played 5 minutes a game maybe. So, and he had to average 7 assists per game. So he was fitting in a lot of assists in those games. And have you seen his crazy assists? Fucking full court, behind the head, around the back, fucking passes, and he's dropping it in the bucket like fucking Aaron Rodgers does and shit to Devontae Adams. Bro, you're throwing Hail Marys as assists in the NBA, and it's right on the money, right over defenders' hands.
Like we said, crazy. We both said it for a long time. We had a feeling that he was going to be the best out of them.
Out of the 3, yeah.
Zoe is not bad.
He's not trash anymore.
Zoe, and this is my comparison, I feel like he's Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys
a facilitator.
Who he quietly gets things done.
Yeah.
He does his thing, but it's not flashy enough, and it's not in your face enough, and not bad in your face, but it's just not flashy enough for it to be like, oh my god. But then you got his little brother over here doing a behind the back left-handed bounce it off his elbow like some.
Yeah.
Who did that?
It was
white boy that he was like a
Jace Williams.
Yeah, he passed it off and then bounced it back the other direction off his elbow.
And he was a little white chocolate. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So that's the shit that LaMelo does that makes headlines. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Lonzo just doesn't do shit like that.
He's very precise.
He's if you watch we talked about this. If you watch Lonzo's
fundamentals.
Yeah, if you watch Lonzo's pregame stuff, it's so much literally on the court he has a tablet where he's watching footage, and then he goes out and works some things, and then he comes back and watches other footage.
I've never paid attention to that. That's crazy.
And then you see LaMelo. LaMelo's
feet up, playing games, playing Angry Birds on his phone.
He's literally like, he's doing like kind of like Steph stuff where he like sits in chairs and shoots from like weird angles.
He's just
and
having fun with it.
Yeah, and it's like they're both succeeding.
Yeah.
And that was the whole article. It was like both these brothers are succeeding, but their pregame routine is just
opposite,
drastically different.
Yeah.
Lonzo's is so like mental focused.
Lonzo has to overcome the things that he does, where he lacks, that his little brother doesn't. Real fast, a 3-point contest. What is it? Not contenders. Participants. Thank you. Desmond Bane from the Memphis Grizzlies, Luke Kennard from the Clippers, Zach LaVine from the Bulls, CJ McCollum from the Trailblazers, Trey Young from the Hawks, excuse me, Fred Van Vliet from the Raptors, Karl Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Patty Mills from the New Jersey Nets. That's the 3-point competition, and then the slam dunk competition. I think Big Mike has something that he wants the NBA to take, an year or two, listen and try to improve on. But the slam dunk competition this season is going to be Cole Anthony from the Orlando Magic, Jalen Green,
the rookie Jalen Green.
Who's he? Is he for the Charlotte? No, he's not Charlotte. Who does he play for? That's going to irritate me because I see his jersey, but I can't get a good look at it. Look. It's not Charlotte Hornets, is it?
I don't think they had the second. No, they couldn't have had the second pick.
Because LaMelo. And then Obi Toppin.
Oh, Rockets. That's who you got drafted to. Rockets.
That does not look like a Rockets.
Is it their black jersey?
No, it's green. It might have been an all-star. No, it couldn't be. But anyways, Obi Toppin from the New York Knicks. And then Juan Toscano Anderson from the Golden State Warriors. And he's actually homegrown, Oakland, California, born and raised. It bounced around the G League, the affiliate for the Warriors, and then he ended up moving up when we needed him to play for, I say us, as a Warriors fan, and he really kind of took over. Not took over. He's doing great. He's a fucking great. He's an asset. But yeah, that's the slam dunk competition, and I think that you wanted to speak on that for a minute.
Yeah, as fans of the league and stuff, we've all seen the dunk competition just deteriorate. Like it's gotten worse and worse. It feels like they're just out of dunks. Like there's just not innovation as much as there used to be. And it could be that we've seen every dunk that can happen, but I don't think so. Because if you watch, there's literally like a whole league of professional dunkers out there. Literally a whole league of professional dunkers that aren't in the NBA. So I'm proposing, trademarked for Big and Blizz LLC, so don't be stealing this, NBA. If you do, bang my line, at least get me some championship, like courtside tickets or something. Just bang my line. But what you need to do is you take, say, 4 NBA players. Take your 4 NBA players and then have a dunk-in tournament for these pro dunkers and bring in 2 of these pro dunkers who aren't NBA players, have them play in, or dunk in as I called it, a dunk-in tournament. So then it would be 4 pros, like 4 NBA players, and then these 2 dunk-in guys they'd win their way in, whether you do like an East Coast, West, whatever you do. I don't care. Like
it could be sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
Like you could hit me up and we could figure it out. Bang the line.
Right? Just a little bit of just write him a check.
Some like
and then his name. And then his name on it.
Yeah, I just need like some like courtside seats to a game or something. We'll talk about it.
And then put the Big and Blizz logo, just a patch on the jersey. Yeah. It doesn't have to be anything. I mean, you guys,
they're just a sticker. I'll have Dwight Howard jump up and stick the sticker right in the corner of that.
But let's be real. Some of these, like one team is sponsored by fucking Wish.
Oh yeah.
They sell crack pipes on Wish. Like,
hey, those are roses?
Stupid. Yeah, it's some funny smelling roses to me. I've never smelled a rose and all of a sudden wanted to clean the whole fucking neighborhood outside vacuuming the grass and shit.
But so that's what I think needs to happen.
I agree.
So that we can have some kind of
new
light, because I think that bringing in, because as an NBA player, most of those guys have to be at that level, you have to be competitive. There's no way you make it to the NBA and you're just like,
Yeah. Well, I'm here.
Unless you're Scalabrini. Much love to the White Mamba.
Yeah, right. That's true, though.
But I'm saying, like, so bringing in these guys that aren't professionals.
You know, light a fire into their ass.
I think, one, it turns on that, hey, we can't let some average
outsider
come in and win an NBA dunk competition.
Yeah, it's NBA for a reason.
So I think, one, that drives up the competitiveness of it. Two, I think that drives up the
skill level.
The
showmanship.
imagination. There we go. The imagination.
Yeah.
So that's my idea. I did for the LaMelo LeBron comparison, I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
So in LeBron's rookie year, he played in 79 games, started in all 79, and played almost 40 minutes a game.
Damn.
Mind you, there's only 48 minutes in a game.
And there's only 82 games in a season. He only missed 3?
Yeah.
Damn.
And that was probably due to load management or...
That was work overload on a rookie, though, but whatever.
So, looking at LaMelo, 51 games played, 31 games started, with only 29 minutes per game.
He's an anomaly, dude.
This year, it's 53 games played, 53 games started.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they found that.
With 33 minutes.
Yeah.
So...
They've upped his load.
Which, and the crazy thing is, looking at this stat line here, most of his stuff is actually increased. Like his production, he's hitting more shots. He's hitting more 3-pointers. His 3-pointer percentage has gone up. His field goal percentage kind of stayed the same.
What are his percentages?
So from the field, from normal. So this is when it says field goal, it's 3 and 2 combined.
Everything combined, dunks and layups too,
yeah,
right?
everything combined. He's at almost 43%.
It's not bad
for a guard. That's really good because as a big man, most of your shots come really close. Yeah, so you usually have a higher field goal percentage. With a guard, 43% is pretty good.
A lot of mid-range to threes.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look over here at LeBron, like some of his best years are like mid-50s.
Yeah, when he's a power forward, right, or small forward.
Small forward, well, plays a little both. And he tends to go to the basket more than shooting, so his numbers are going to be higher.
Exactly.
But so for 3, if you just look at the threes, it's 37%.
So out of every 10 3-pointers he takes, he makes around 4, close to 4.
Yeah. And for if you just look at his 2s, just anything that's not a 3, it's at 47%.
It's really fucking good.
So, in his field goal efficiency, and I don't know how they based this one.
Yeah.
It's over 50%.
Yeah.
So he's obviously taking good shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
His free throws went from a 76 last year percent to an 86%.
Damn, that's a huge jump.
Yeah, and so he's making more threes. He's making more 2-pointers. He's attempting more free throws and making more free throws. His total rebounds, he's averaging 7 rebounds right now.
Damn.
As a point guard.
He's a point guard?
Yeah.
Okay, because he plays a little bit of shooting guard too.
Yeah.
Because what's Terry Rozier?
He's like goes back and forth.
Okay.
Terry tends to play off ball.
They're just guards. They're not really point. Well, I guess a point would be the one that controls the ball and floor, the pace of the game. So
yeah. So last year I was wrong. It was 6 assists is what he averaged last year.
Gotcha. That makes more sense because if he's averaging 7.5 now,
and he's at 7.
And he was averaging 7.3 last year, he'd be.
Yeah,
he would have hit the number sooner. But yeah.
So he's averaged. And last year he was averaging 6 rebounds, and now he's up to 7.
Damn.
His steals are exactly the same, 1.6,
which is fucking great.
Yeah, like that number doesn't sound high,
but if you're
averaging almost 2,
you're averaging a steal a game. People go like stretches without a steal. You know,
like I think Iverson's like career year when everybody was freaking out.
3.7.
Yeah, it was like.
He averaged 3. I know this because.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It was
playing 2K. It shows the fucking record, and I tried beating it. I got 3.4 in the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like. Almost 2, is a fucking phenomenal season.
Yeah.
If 3.7 for the year average
is the record.
Like, he's actually averaging about half a block too.
And he's not supposed to be averaging a block.
But yeah, so he's last year he averaged 15 points a game. He's now averaging 20 points a game.
And the load's gone up the time.
Yeah. So
but still, it's great. That's great. He's a great player, dude. Fucking amazing player.
So I mean, he's overall. I think. I mean, I just can't wait to see what he does with 10 more years.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
And what's funny is his dad always he said, one of my kids is going to be better than Michael Jordan, or all of them, or, better than Steph. And everybody was like, come on, bro. Like, really? And what I do, we've talked a lot about what we respect about LeVar, but one of the main things is he's always, like, I tell my kids, like my daughter, baby, you can be anything in this world. You could be, who knows, the first female president. You could be an astronaut. You could be a monster truck driver. You just got to commit to something, but you could be anything you want to be and multiple things at once. And in that same sense, LeVar has told his kids, why can't you be better than Michael Jordan?
Someone's got to be.
Someone one day has to be, or close to it. Someone's got to be better. Like, nobody thought that this person would ever be, somebody be better than, insert name here.
Yeah.
But somebody, Joe Montana was the pinnacle of football. Tom Brady came out and, became the GOAT. Somebody's got to do it, or somebody's got to get there, close to it. Why can't it be you? Like, why you can't let people tell you, yeah, right, it can't happen. It can happen. You've just got to go out there and do it. And so far, LaMelo, I'm not saying he's even close to Steph or close to like LeBron, Kobe, or MJ, but he's on his fucking way. He's on a fast track to being one of those.
I mean, honestly, if he keeps his trajectory for the next year or two, he will be the face of the NBA.
Absolutely. And the
we expected Luka to be that guy, but he's had and I'm not saying Luka can't still be that guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of had a little regression this year.
Yeah, and his weight issues.
Which happens. Guys go. I mean, you can't always. Rarely are you on an upwards trajectory for your whole career.
You have to plateau.
Like we've seen times when Kobe would have off months or something. Like, it happens. It's a sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if he continues this, he will be. And that's the thing, is it's weird. Like, in the NBA, usually it's not like one face. Mm-hmm. It's usually like you think of you're like, okay, the faces. But when you think of the MLB, it's like you think of one guy. Bryce Harper. Or a lot of guys are, the Mike Trout's really it's literally like you think of like one or two guys. In the NBA, it's like
so many people.
Yeah, and there's so many people doing big things like Tatis and all these other guys.
You think NFL, you think of one face, if not multiples on each team. You know?
But in the NBA, it's like, when you think, okay, faces of the NBA, you think like
3 or 4.
Usually. Yeah, you think of like a handful of guys. Yeah. And I believe that if LaMelo keeps on his trajectory, he will definitely be in that conversation as the face of the, because in 2 or 3 years, LeBron will probably be gone.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, real fast. So I saw this thing, okay, and I want your opinion on it. So they were saying his son Bronny is projected when he 2024 is when he could enter the draft.
Yeah.
He's projected as a second round player if he continues the trajectory he's on.
Yeah.
Second round pick, okay? But would you, as a team, select him as, let's say, a first round pick, mid first round, when his stats are second round pick? Because it's guaranteed that whoever drafts him, LeBron is gonna go probably take a league minimum. He wants to play, and he's already said this.
Yeah, he says
he'll take him league minimum. He wants to play 1 year with the Sun, and then he'll retire. So 2024 being that. Yes, LeBron's going to be more washed up or aged or whatever. But if you're a team, especially a team that can't sell out tickets completely, would you not wait for the second round and say get him even first, second, third pick, lottery kind of thing?
So
even though he's a second round player.
To get
his dad.
I don't think it would be anybody in that lottery range.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But just
well, that's what I'm saying. No, in that lottery range, this is my opinion on it. That lottery range, they're not close to a championship.
Yeah.
So what's the point in bringing on Braun?
The one that's what the guy was saying. It would be veteran presence.
So to me, they would, if it was like later first, not the team who just made it to the playoffs and almost won a championship or won the championship.
It'd have to be somebody who needs seats sold. And if you're going that far, your seats are selling themselves. That
middle ground, right there with that team who maybe made the playoffs but got kicked out in the first round,
right on the edge all the time.
Right there, that like your team is like this close to even making it to a championship.
Just one cunt hair away.
If you're like, okay, we can bring in Bronny, who he'll sell seats. Yeah. He sells seats himself. We know he has potential. We know who his dad is and where he gets a lot of his work ethic.
And his dad is coming.
And his dad,
it's a package deal.
His dad will come and sign for league minimum or something cheap, whatever it is.
Yeah. And that's going to sell tickets. Veteran presence.
He's like, he'll be a veteran presence. And obviously, LeBron's body, because the amount of money he spends on it, he'll still be able to give you 15, 20 points a game.
Him and Chris Paul spend $1 to $1.5 million a year on their bodies.
Which, for them...
That's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket.
And that's the thing is, it's an investment.
Yeah, fuck yeah it is, dude.
It's like Jeff Bezos probably spends... Well, he's not the CEO of Amazon anymore. How much does he spend on brand new trucks every year? You know, because it's a huge investment.
And he's investing in science for self-driven trucks.
Yeah,
like that's not even on the market, and he's probably already put $150, $250 million into getting the research done and the experiments. Because after that, you have these trucks that drive themselves, and you don't have to pay fucking drivers, and they don't have to worry about 10 hours on, 10 hours off. Dude, if you're still this, whatever, you're bringing, I don't even know the number, say $1 billion a year, you just jump to $5 billion a year.
Yeah, your profit margins are crazy.
Fucking
and so
crazy.
that's how, and that's,
okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, for them, it's an investment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you're telling me that Braun can't bring you 15. If Braun comes in with Bronny and he brings you 15 points and sells out the arena for close to league minimum, I don't know if he'll take exactly league minimum, but he'll he can't take league minimum. He can take veteran minimum.
That's true.
Which, that's a couple million or whatever at the time. If it sells your seats out, LeBron, and if you just make it to the finals,
you turn a profit.
That's history.
Yeah,
a father and a son have never been on the court at the same time.
They haven't.
On the same team, I don't.
No,
believe so.
I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't believe so. That a father and a son have been on the same team.
You're probably right.
And then for them to take a team to the championships, if that's what happens, to the finals.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Oh, like the history that you
pinnacle.
The history that you just made as an NBA team.
Cleveland better fucking get him. Cleveland better draft Bronny.
Dude,
he was born in Akron.
Imagine the hype on that.
Shit. You'd have a James jersey 2-3, or no, you'd probably take 6, and Bronny might take 2-3, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
You'd have to do like B James on the back.
Yeah.
And then, did you hear LeBron regrets naming him after himself?
Yeah, because he said that it's too much.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and
which
he's
is
right.
I mean,
I said have a father and son on Google, and the first one was playing the NBA at the same time. In the NBA, there have been 0 father-son duos playing at the same time. The closest might be Kobe, who was drafted just 4 years after his father retired. Damn. Yeah. Well, I mean, fucking LeBron's a hanger-oner. And he had his kid kind of early. You know, not by, like, player status, I guess, some or earlier, but still. But how old would LeBron be in 2024? He's 37. He's a little bit older than me. I'm 37.
So it'd be almost 40.
Yeah.
Like 39.
I mean, it happens. I mean, and he'd be playing one last year. He said he would do it for $0 because he's fucking stupid rich.
Oh, he doesn't care about the money.
Yeah, it's about the history.
Watch this. See this happen. Say Cleveland drafts him, whatever.
God, yeah.
LeBron goes there and then donates all of that money to a charity in Cleveland. Whatever, because he has to take a contract. They can't pay him $0.
Yeah,
it's in the CBA.
Yeah.
So he takes that contract and just writes it off as a taxable donation to even his own charity, the school or Akron or whatever.
Yeah. What is that?
It's
just one word.
Yeah. Imagine he just just writes it off.
And he's that tight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could see, that's why it popped into my head, because I could see him doing that, because he's not going to go play with Bronny for the money.
Yeah.
Like, at this point in LeBron's career, he's not doing a lot of things money-driven.
Yeah.
Especially, honestly, like, watch him do this.
I promise.
Watch him take a year off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he finishes out
to get his
this
body
year.
good.
Finishes out this year, 2022 season.
Retires.
Takes a year off because I think his contract with him, the Lakers, is done after this year.
Oh yeah, so they wouldn't hold rights, his retirement rights.
And so he could take a year off, relax, go watch Bronny play, blah blah blah,
and then be there to coach him for the draft and everything.
And then he'll be rested, ready to. He doesn't even have to retire. He just doesn't have to sign a contract. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to. He could just sit there.
Yeah. As a free agent.
As a free agent, and just tell his agent to just tell everybody no.
Yeah.
And just chill, work out, keep his body, because LeBron's not gonna not keep his body.
Well, even after he retires for good, he's still gonna keep his body nice.
And so he takes the year off, goes and watches Bronny play, coaches his
high school or
what do you call it? AAU team. That's the word I was looking for.
Right. So wait, so Bronny's still in high school, right? Is senior year right now. So where's he gonna go? Like, is he gonna take a year off and play AAU? Is he gonna fucking go to the Ignite?
I haven't heard anything.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at what year like Bronny's in.
So you saw. I thought you said he was eligible to be drafted.
That's what I had heard.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. Think about Bron taking a year off, just to chill. Maybe go watch Bronny play in college or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just help him get ready for the draft. Imagine what that would do to Bronny's draft stock.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
Boom, and then everybody knows that LeBron's attached to that. Oh, dude, that would be the talk of the year. Like that'd be like ESPN wouldn't shut up. Before. ESPN wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
You know, once they grab
the decision
3.0 or whatever.
Right. Like says LeBron has expressed a desire for years to be teammates with his son in the NBA. While there are second-generation NBA players never in league history have a father and son played in the NBA at the same time. Bronny is eligible for the 2024 NBA draft, but the earliest projections vary on where he could be selected. I don't think it matters where he gets selected. Bron's going there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
But I think Cleveland would have a good shot at it.
Dude, that would be. I mean, think about it.
Look at this. We're mark this podcast. Because I think that shit's going to happen.
Bro,
today is Friday, February 18th, and it's 2:31 p.m. We just said this.
I don't know why this popped into my head. If this hot take comes true, he takes a year off, helps train Bronny. If that happens, bro, I'm Simpsons level.
Yeah. Right, yeah, no shit. And this shit's we're going to cut this down just for this portion of the podcast. And this shit's getting reposted everywhere with the timestamps.
Oh, fact. I'll DM LeBron.
Pat McAfee. It's getting he's getting all this.
I'm DMing LeBron, and I'll DM Bronny. And I'll wait, forward this to your boy.
It's fucked up. And LeBron did DM back. So I did some research in the podcast, and I'm an actor, huh, motherfucker?
hey, my bad.
Hey, I just called what was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Did you win an Oscar though? You're welcome. No, but yeah, I think that could happen.
That'd be. I don't know why. Like when I thought about that, like him taking a year off.
It makes sense.
Like just to be, so he doesn't have to like. Is he gonna sign a 1-year contract with the Lakers?
What do you mean?
Because I'm pretty sure he only signed a 2-year deal,
yeah.
Which means he'd be done at the end of this year.
He might. I mean.
It
would be kind of dumb to continue to play and then have to load manage and risk injury if you're trying to play with your son another year away.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to do it. I think you're dead ass right on that. And I think Cleveland's going to be the landing spot.
And that's the thing is there's a lot of things coming out that LeBron's not 100% happy with LA.
Well, Anthony Davis either. Well, no, he's not happy with Anthony Davis either.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is Anthony Davis.
He's injured more than he's healthy.
That man needs to take some. Well, I mean, he's at the end of his career, so it's too late. But he definitely should have taken some books out of TB12 and LeBron and Chris Paul. Because he's got, Chris Paul's older too. He's still relevant player-wise.
38.
You know what I mean? Player-wise, like, he's still putting up numbers.
They call him the point god for a reason. As much as I do, I can't stand him.
Snake in the grass.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Yeah, he's short enough by NBA standards to where he can't see him in the grass.
Hides behind the big man.
Right.
Hey,
Devin Booker's.
He's like if Kevin Hart got in a fight with like when he was like, because Shaq's his friend and The Rock's his friend.
Yeah.
He'd be like yapping behind him. Hey, I'll fight you.
Yeah, he's that Chihuahua with the 2 pit bulls.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck yeah. Chris Paul. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he's.
That's what I'm saying. Those guys put all that money into their body, and look at what they're still doing.
Exactly. Yeah, Chris Paul's 36, so he's actually younger than me. Wait, I'm 36.
Same age?
What the fuck? Why did I think I was 37? It's once you hit the no. He's actually a little.
Once you hit 30, it don't matter.
Yeah, he's a little bit older than his birthday is May 6th, mine's September 10th, and then LeBron's 37. LeBron's older than me. He's December 30th, so he'll be 38. By the time his son comes in the league, he'll be, 39, 40?
So he'll be 38 this year?
He'll be 38 December 30th. So the end of this year.
He'll be 39, and so that means if he plays with his son, he would turn 40 the season that he gets to play with his son.
Fuck. That's crazy, bro. That's so nuts. And Bronny, Bronny's 17 right now. But what's he gonna do after high school? Is he gonna go Ignite? Is he gonna go 1 year college? Is he just gonna not do basketball and work out with his dad? Which I think that'd be a bad idea for his
honestly. I don't think he. So this is my 2 trains of thought, real fast, because we're winding down.
Yeah, after this, I got wrap it up.
If LeBron and him talk, because he's gonna ask his dad's opinion. Mm-hmm. If he goes Ignite, it has nothing to do with money, obviously.
Yeah.
The reason is if he goes Ignite, he gets NBA level training.
Yeah, experience. Yeah.
NBA level trainers, NBA level equipment. Like, that's what he gets.
And then if Bron takes that year off, he could be right there by his side helping as well.
Exactly.
With Bron's $1 million trainers.
And if he goes Ignite, he doesn't have to worry about going to class. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to worry about all the grades, all the papers.
The shitty thing is
his whole focus is basketball. NBA.
Yeah. The shitty thing is that kid misses out on the experience of college.
But and this is me being the devil's advocate here. Does he? He has so much money available to him.
No, I'm saying the experience is like just the experience.
That's what I'm saying. He can go to college at any point in time. He doesn't need a scholarship.
No, I'm not saying like. I'm not
saying the student-athlete experience is what you're trying to
say? Yeah, the full experience, not the experience you get from class and the experience you get from hanging around college kids and like.
Oh yeah,
going to the parties and getting all the poon.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he gets a lot already, but still.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying like I think he's so basketball focused.
Yeah. I think when your dad's LeBron James, your focus is basketball and probably trying to make your dad happy and impress him, which is sad. That's why. So Snoop Dogg, I watched an interview with him. They were talking about on Howard Stern a couple of years ago. I just watched it yesterday, and he was saying, "So your son is a good football player, right?" He's like, "Yeah, he got a scholarship to play for UCLA." And he was like, "Oh, how's he doing? He's still playing?" He's like, "No, the first day of practice, he walked off." He's like, "What?"
And, no, USC is where he went.
No, he went UCLA. USC is Snoop's favorite team.
Oh, that's what it was. I knew it was one of the
other. Rival. Yeah. But his dad, always has a Trojan jersey on the maroon and gold. And he said, "Well, I seen the draft day when he picked the decision where he's going to go, put the UCLA hat on." And Snoop opened his jacket and he had the blue and yellow.
Yeah, I knew it was one. I thought it was the other way.
Yeah. So he walked off the first day of practice. He walked off and quit the team. And he's like, "Wait, what?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, he quit college. Like, no, he's still in college. He's doing like music and photography stuff, like some shit that would help if your dad's a fucking one of the most legendary musicians and movie star in a sense. Yeah. Anyways, and he's like, "Did it upset you?" And he goes, "Honestly, yeah, I was upset. I was upset when he did because Snoop Dogg was living through him because Snoop Dogg didn't get an opportunity. I guess Snoop was like great basketball and football in high school and could have had scholarships and gotten into gangbanging. And he coaches because he's a huge fan of sports. And so he was like, I was pretty upset when he quit. And he was like, "Why'd you quit? You worked your whole life for this. You've been doing this for your whole life." He said, "Honestly, Dad, I'm just tired of doing this for you. He said, I've been doing this my whole life for you because this is what you wanted. And he was like, and I just came to the realization that I wanted to live for me and do what I wanted for once. And Snoop said, yeah, he was upset at first, but then he really had to check himself and be like, you know what? I respect the fuck out of that for living for himself, and especially how hard it's got to be to live in a sense in my shadow, and but to finally break away and do it for yourself and not for me. He's like, I respect it. He's like, but it still hurts because he put him at Gordon Bishop and they moved to Vegas so he can play for that, and he was a dope wide receiver. So, but anyways, that was a little story from Stu. And living for, you have a dad who's an icon. Or
yeah,
a figure.
And so I just think Bron, to shorten it, Bronny, I think is focused basketball. Mm-hmm. So I think if he wants the NBA, I believe he'll go Ignite.
Do you think so, G League?
Just so that he'll go to the Ignite G League team, just so that he has the NBA experience. I think that one boosts his draft stock. It allows his dad to be there to help him more. It's
like playing 2K. You pick which way you're going to go, like the one we played. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, this will give you NBA experience and you'll get coin. This one, you'll get college experience and, learn fashion and to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Other endeavors. But because his other options, it's either Ignite, not sit on his ass, take a year off and not play pro or whatever and work out, or play pro overseas or college. And I think Ignite would be the best way to go. So, but I agree with you, Big. Yeah. I agree. So, wrapping it up.
Yep, that's it for episode 28.
Almost rounding up to 30, almost.
Yeah, appreciate everybody that's hanging out and listening. I guess next week we might have some all-star breakdowns for you, making fun of the dunk competition or something.
The celebrity game and all that shit.
But
who knows? Hopefully, we don't have major news of another arrest in sports or whatever, which that comes every week. So,
yeah. Much love. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.